So, today we're gonna fix a chair. We were to our neighbor's place the other day, and the one I was sitting on was very wobbly, and I asked him if I could fix it because it started to be a bit dangerous. So, I started yesterday. I didn't pick the camera up actually, but what I already did was to glue the front and the back of the chair. And what I would recommend to do if you have a wobbly chair, it's never to just add some glue here and then put a nail and think it's good. What you should do, in my opinion, is to disassemble the whole chair and re-glue everything and make sure that you scrape off all old glues and make it just a good surface for the new glue to attach on. Then taking a chair apart, always mark the ends. You see, 3 dots. You can mark them however you like, but these are 2 dots going there, 3 dots going back there, and I put V's there and 1 cross there. It's as long as you mark them up. And as you can see here, when you attach, just put screws or nails in. This is usually what happens. It just opens up a bigger gash in the board and it gets more and more wobblier, so to speak. So, to sum up, to glue a chair that's wobbly, I would suggest to take it apart completely and then reassemble it completely. However, when people put screws and nails in, you're usually going to end up with these type of problems, that when you try to take it apart, the whatever these are called, they're split or they even go off completely. So they have to manufacture a new one of these, which means I have to flatten this area out, drill in some holes, and then we're going to manufacture a new one of these from this, that we have to drill into this one and make it fit, and then fit on the other side of the chair. So let's do it. So you need to cut this even here, so I can drill in some new plugs, or rectangle thing, depending on how we end up. But most of the chairs, it's always gonna be, in the front it's probably gonna be 90 degrees, but in the back it's gonna be a different degree on the, I don't know how to explain that, but this part is gonna be a bit slanted, because usually like on this, it goes out. That's quite normal on chairs. So let's do that. I just need to find the angle of this one. Cut it there. Drill up that hole a bit, make a plug that fits in, glue it, and then put it on the other side. That's about it. Yeah, good enough. We're gonna do this with a 6 millimeter. We can compare this one to the other side. You see there, these taps are also going straight, but they're going straight with the angle. So we have to do the same thing on that side. Make sense? However, we don't have fancy tools like drill presses and vices that goes in millimeters, so we just have to try to drill it as straight as possible. But it's quite fine because since it has 4 points to attach, we can always just adjust it when we glue it together.
If you ever need me, baby, just call me. I'll waste no time, love, I'll come straight to you. All the river's wide, dear, and the road is muddy. Even if I got swim,
Like that.
you know I'll be there soon.
And then we just make a
Love you like a garden
thing from this
underneath the rain.
to observe the angle of how we drill the holes in there as well, for that one to come out in the same way that this one does.
A man get used to.
So just a bit
I'm the kind of man that I wanna make you mine. If you ever need me, honey, just call me. I'll waste no time, love, I come straight to you.
And this we will not fix because this is just such a small fracture on the whole scheme of things. So it will be fine. And this one we also glued into place because that one cracked because we had a nail straight through it, fixed before somewhere, so that little piece broke off. But we're just gonna be cutting it a bit straight with this one. Call it.
I waste no time, man, come straight to you. All the river's wide, dear, and the road is muddy. Even if I gotta swim there, you know I'll be there soon.
You should really try to get away as much of the glue as possible. If you can't get it away 100%, it's still fine, but the more the better. So you know the glue is going on the wood and not on the glue.
I got your letter, dear, in the mail on Sunday. The words you said was so plain to see. Oh, you don't want me coming around no more. I don't want no love, don't love me. But if you
It's usually more work to take apart the chair and glue it than it is to glue it together. Because all these nails and screws that people have a tendency to put in the sides and the back to try to stabilize it, which works for a week or so, but then it will always tear apart again. That's why you need to assemble the chair completely and then re-glue it. Also, a pro tip that might not be super obvious, but when you fold a sandpaper, don't just fold it in the middle like that, because this is gonna slide when you sand, and then you're gonna end up with a sandpaper that cracks in back and forward much faster. So if you fold it in three, so the sandpaper surface is on both sides, then this will not slide, you see. But this and will not slide. It's just this one left here. We need to fabricate the tap for. And we're gonna do this in a piece of castagna that we have left over, or chestnut wood. This is chestnut, so let's keep it same but different. And we're making this slightly smaller than the hole, so I can get the perfect angle since it's an old chair. And then with just the space that's not gonna be picked up by the wood, it's gonna be filled relatively good with the glue, and then it's gonna tension itself in place. So now we just have to cut the width of it. And since it's broader in the back, let's do it broader in the back. Everything is a bit more difficult when you don't have the right tool, but in the end you get there. And this doesn't need to be perfect at all, because this is just to keep the structure of the chair, because the weight is coming from top anyhow, from the seating thing up to the front. So what happens when chairs get out of whack, it goes like that, because the weight, most of the weight is on the front here, and then it goes, all of these things gonna go like that, and then when you put it back it goes up, but the distance between the top one has now increased a bit, so you get a gap there, and every time you lean it, it's starting to get back more and more. And if you just put nails like they did here, that is just gonna create a pivot point, which is gonna eventually make it bigger and bigger, or in this case it cracked when I took it apart, but the screws or the nails gonna just create a pivot point, and then they're gonna wander further and further out, and then the nail and the screw gonna be slightly bent, so it's very hard to get them out. And that's why you get the chair that wobbles like this. This end usually are okay, because you necessarily lean your chair in this direction. So it's mostly this seating, I don't even know what these are called, the one that takes up the strength of the seating plank. It's where they get the most bend, which follows down to the lower ones as well. And if you mark them up, you don't miss how it's supposed to go, since they're all slightly angled. See, that angle will be completely off, right? So did a bit wrong, just cut it off there, and then let it hold it in place. Let's save these if we need to adjust the angle of the tap. just get a bit more contact so it doesn't ride on the corners. It's gonna be good. We glue it in, fill up the cracks, and we'll be good to go. And of course, you see these ones are super tight, even though we scrape the glue off and everything, but that's just gonna keep it from going apart again. But that's it. So let's start with gluing this little thing in here. So that's it, very good in there. And always wipe the glue before you the excess glue. You see here I have a cross, circle, then 3 crosses, 2 crosses, like pie, and then this one goes then of course on top of here. Just checking so it's somewhere in the region. Shouldn't be difficulties. Like that. Yeah. And then of course we have to fix these. We had to drill out some screws that were broke inside there, and yeah. As I said, don't be shy with your glue. Wipe it off afterwards. Try to get even.
Cheryl lives down in the south, working at the Waffle House. Has a second job at midnight when it's time to leave. Costs $7.50, never seems to pay the rent. You gotta have a trick or two that's hidden up your sleeve. But living ain't a magic act, days are long and that's a fact. Money still ain't quite enough for her and all the kids. Times change, she always says, the good old days are gone dead. She tucks the kids into their bed like Mama always did. But it's hard when you ain't got nobody. It's hard when nowhere feels like home. Yeah, it's hard when the world has gone crazy.
A screw broke.
Seems just like everything means nothing at all. He was laid off just last week, making parts for big machines that made a lot of fancy things that folks don't buy no more. Now he's in an old motel. Lately he don't sleep too well, holding down a darkness that he's never felt before. But some nights when it's getting late, a diner by the interstate serves him up a nice hot plate to fill him for time. Cheryl's always working there, the big blue eyes and auburn hair. She treats him nice and seems to care about what's on his mind. But it's hard when you ain't got nobody.
Assembly done. Glue it together. The only thing you will notice is that since I put screws instead of nails from the front, and I didn't have any stain to make it the same color, these are gonna be there for different color for a week or so until it's worn into the same color.
I think it's gonna be okay.
Try with all our heart and soul, just feel alive. Cheryl says, will that be all? A jukebox plays a country waltz. Jim is feeling mighty tall.